Hello friends, I want to do a little story time. I am in my husband's gym shorts and I am in his gaming chair in his gaming room right now. But I wanted to tell our love story of my husband and I because I get asked in every live stream, where is my husband? I promise you guys, he is very, very present when he's not working, and he works a lot. But my husband and I have been together a little bit over 8 years now, and we've been married for a little over 4. It was 4 years in October. We've got a 6-year-old who just turned 6 this past Saturday and a 3-year-old. I want to get to our start of our love story and how we met because it's actually pretty cute and kind of scary, but I kind of love telling people. When I was 18, I started working at a little restaurant in a mall food court, and I had only been there like a month and a half, and I broke up with my ex, and we had been together 3.5 years. He had some separation issues, and he did not want to accept the breakup. We're a little uneven. I had to leave and come back. Okay, but he had some issues with the breakup, and I won't put anybody on blast, won't go too much into it. But anyways, he kept showing up outside of the mall I was working at, and he would be like waiting outside mall doors when I got off of work and begging me to go sit in his car and talk things out, which I had already been like, okay, we're good. I'm all talked out. We're just done. And he would just keep rehashing. But anyways, he's moved on. He's married now, everything. But yeah, it was really hard for him, but it felt like the right thing to do, and it was the right thing to do that we just go our separate ways. We had grown out of being together all of high school, and I was just moving on. Anyways, about a month after, he just wouldn't quit, kept showing up at my job or outside of the mall, just kind of stalker habits. I started working double shifts where I was getting off at nighttime. And so it was 9 p.m., watching my back every time I walked to my car. And I absolutely hated it. I was always scared. So I started walking out with a group of friends, and my husband now, but a 17-year-old sweet dishwasher back then, was in the group of friends that would always walk out together. And so, yeah, he just started asking me if I wanted to hang out with him, or if his mom was late picking him up, I would be like, hey, let's listen to music in my truck. And then one day we both mutually were like, I'm hungry, let's go get Wendy's across the street, you know. So just all these small little hangouts turned into us spending literally every day together. We just grew and grew and grew into our relationship. And like I said, he was 17. Our love story kind of carried through the summer. We spent the whole summer, if we weren't working, we were hanging out outside of work. And it never got in the way. We were kind of like the couple at work where he worked in the back at the dishes and I worked in the front. We didn't let anything interfere with our work life. We actually worked together like 1.5 years before he got a factory job that paid more, and I kept working there a little bit longer through my first pregnancy, but we'll get to that. About 1.5 years into our relationship, I found out I was pregnant with our first son. And we were both really scared, really excited. There's some stories about that I can link down below, but I won't get into that for this video. But about 7 months pregnant, we both lived separately at our own parents' house. At this point, I was like 20 when I found out I was going to have our son, and I was 2 weeks away from being 21 when he was born. But anyways, we moved out into our first 2-bedroom trailer together when I was 7 months pregnant with our first son. And that was this past February. That was 6 years ago. After that, in 2020, we ended up having a COVID wedding. We went to the courthouse. Then we took pictures at our house with all of our family. And we had like snacks and stuff as a reception. And even like immediate family. Like it was really just very intimate. And then we ended up going to Myrtle Beach without our oldest because he was the only child we had at the time. My parents paid for us to go to the beach, which was really, really sweet. And then a year later, October 7th, 2021, by then I was 8 months pregnant with our youngest child. And so we had him, and then our relationship just kept growing and growing, and we were married at that point. And then last year in 2024, we bought our first home. And so, I don't know, it's just, we keep getting better and better and stronger, and we always are dreaming together and just loving each other throughout all the crazy twists and turns of life. I wouldn't want to do this with anyone else. It is the best. He is the sweetest. I am a little bit of an anxious busybody, and he is the calm, just chill presence in my life. And so we balance each other out. I give him motivation when it's needed, and he chills me out when it's needed. So we are yin and yang, besties for life. Love us, ride or dies. But anyways, just wanted to tell you guys, that is our story if you were ever wondering. But if you have any questions, let me know. It was pretty straightforward. But yes, I was stalked, and he started walking out with me at our job, and we became work besties and more. Now we have 2 kids in a house together, so. But anyways, I will keep the videos coming. They're really random. Got a lot of things going on at all times. I'm a homeschool mom of 2, and I make gluten-free and dairy-free meals, and it's just all kinds of stuff all the time. But I'll see you guys later. Bye.